What's going on, chat? How's it going? Sir Eppert, what's going on? Or Sir Eppert. I'll call you Sir. What's going on, Sir? Because I always forget how to pronounce your name properly. Turn this on. Get this going. How's it going, chat? I hope everyone's doing well. New battle report out, by the way. Our first game of Gaslands, which I'm very excited for. I think it came out really good. Worked on a bunch of custom overlay stuff, as well as recorded an intro track, which we're going to listen to. So finally got some of our own music in a battle report. And yeah, go watch it, like it, leave a comment on it so the algorithm doesn't kill it, because it's a new game on the channel, so it's always a little precarious. But it's a lot of fun. I'm having fun with Gaslands. I'm excited to film some more of it. That being said, we got some big conflict stuff coming up. We painted up some U.S. heavy infantry recently, and that was for a upcoming battle report, a special one. And we're going to do our own little taste of Invasion America and mix it up a little bit. So, what do you call it? Let me switch up the tunes here. Speaking of which, let's listen to the classic. Some good stuff right here. This is Invasion America. In fact, I think I have... Let's just watch it. Let's get excited for it, chat. And especially if anyone's watching the VOD of this. Let's get excited. Hold on. No, it's not working. Hold on. One sec. Elgato capture card from God knows how long ago. Yo, what's going on, Valor Games? How's it going? I hope you're doing well. Still not working, but that's all we got to do is deactivate and activate. Classic Elgato. This right here. Let's check this out. This will get you excited for Invasion America. Gets me pumped every time. And I've never even played this game. We're gonna have to play it though. Alright, I'll shut up. Yo, thank you, Red Fox. Appreciate that, my friend. I hope you're doing well. We're getting hyped for Invasion America and conflict. Ghost Warriors. Compression rifles, Shiburu cannons. Inioro Walker. Mega version. And right there, replace with conflict. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this, I think, for the intro. It's going to be flashes of this, and it's going to be the battle report itself, cutting in and out of stuff that I like. I think we're going to use this for the intro. I don't think we'll get copy striked. I'm going to make a version and see if it works. If not, I'll make a classic intro that I usually do. But I think this is just so cool. Because we're going to have, like, the Japanese invading, so I'm excited for it. Anyways... We got some stuff to do today. I tell you what, let's get some tunes going. But thank you, Red Fox. Appreciate that. Yeah, we got our new, what do you call it? We have our new Gaslands battle report, which was a lot of fun. I worked really hard on it, too, so we even recorded some music. You guys want to listen to it real quick? I got it right. It takes 2 seconds. Let's take a listen to the new intro song that I have for some battle reports. We're going to keep the classic conflict one because that one's so good. But, so I recorded bass for this yesterday. Let's take a little listen. What's going on, Marcine? How's it going? Yeah, sir. Well, what do you call it? Jenny Bratz was like, you should check out Red Alert 3. And I looked, there was Ursus infantry, essentially. I'm like, oh my god. We have to play it sometime. So there's 2 guitars tracked left and right. I did the bass yesterday. The drums are Easy Drummer that I pay for. I think it came out pretty good. I like the bass here. I'm not a very good bass player, but yeah, it works. I haven't picked up my bass in like 3 years or something. I tuned it up because it was like in C sharp, and it fucking stayed in tune really good. It's probably half out of tune, but whatever. All right, let me get the ISO set up here. Our levels. I was filming in 4K for this young man right here, who's also going to be in our special Invasion America battle report. Pre-invasion, I should say. But George Washington with a rocket launcher and a Colt 911. 1911. What's up, baby? Not 911. A Colt 1911. So I'm going to paint this up for a video. I kit bashed it. I made it on a video. And I also started filming a video for the dervishes and the jinns for the Turks. But I think I'm going to do the cavalry and the walker first that we did. So, but I got a lot of stuff to do. I got to paint George up. I got to paint old George up. Never told a lie. Or was that Abraham Lincoln? Whatever. That's the thing. I'm going to do random quotes for George. He's going to say quotes that have nothing to do with George Washington. It's going to be like Abraham Lincoln quotes, like Teddy Roosevelt quotes, just random quotes throughout American history. He's either a clone of George Washington, or he's the long-lost like grandson or something. All right, so this is we got a bunch of stuff ready for Invasion America here. We have, shout out to Rev. Some of this stuff didn't print too well. It looked really sick, but I guess the maker, a lot of this stuff like was too thin. The walls were too thin, so it looked really cool. But we got a windmill here. I painted a bunch of stuff just basic brown with some cheap paint, and I'll probably do some dry brushing with some better paint. We got some sort of like grain storage looking garages, if you will. And these are, I would say, a little bit more American looking in that they're kind of like Western or like homestead buildings for like more rural 1940s America. So we got like a, I think this is probably going to be a gas station right here. Either one of these. I wanted a gas station specifically. So we're going to have to put a little sign on there. Maybe we could print something out and glue it. Or I could just paint something, I guess. We got some small shacks. Or like little cottages or hunting shacks, if you will, or something. I don't know, something like that. It kind of reminds me of the little hunting shacks in DayZ. Little cabins or something, if you will. And then we also got some like gas pumps. Or a gas pump to go with the, what do you call it, that. And then for, as well, I did some airbrushing. We have a bunch of satellite dishes, which will be for something, you will see. Probably something objective-based. Founding Father Company Commander is dirty good. Oh, man, I had to do it the second I saw. We saw it on stream, and I was like, what do you think, chat? Should I make that into a platoon commander? The one thing I wanted to do was put a gas mask on him, but I had a Firefly gas mask, but unfortunately it was just the proportions of a conflict miniature are larger than this for some reason. This is like somewhat smaller miniature. I'd say it's more bolt action-ish. But, so I couldn't find a gas mask that would work. I was going to like cut it off, put it on him. So I was like, I'm just going to keep it as George Washington. He looks cool. He's just like the long-lost relative or a clone or something. So what do we need to do? I painted mostly everything brown, and I think it doesn't look too bad. I can always dry brush it with something. we got to paint some black for the AC. There's like little AC units or like fan units. We got to do the roof on these and some brickworks. So let's just start grabbing some colors and putting some stuff on here. Probably just do some simple dry brushing for a lot of it. What's a good color to... Maybe like a gray here for the bricks, I think is going to be good. We're just going to paint up some terrain. I have trees, woodland scenic trees that I'm, what do you call it? That I'm getting ready as well. I think we're just going to dry brush. I'm just going to put some paint here and then like... Go like this. Miniature paint is generally a lot better than this craft paint that I've been using. It goes a little bit longer ways. Back this up a little bit here, give you guys a little zoom in. But yeah, I'm super excited for Invasion Amerika. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is kind of our pre-release for Invasion Amerika, you know what I mean? Not officially with Warlord, but if everything goes right, we'll see. I think it's going to be the first sponsor on the channel, so I'm excited for it. But we got a lot of cool conflict stuff. We have the Turk videos. I got to do like 2 or technically 3 more Turk videos because I'm going to do one on the cavalry and the walker. Then I'm building and painting those. Then I'm going to do one on the dervishes and the jinn. And then I'm also going to make a final video talking about the custom faction rules, which I still need to work on, and the custom unit abilities. So, as far as I know, this will be the first homemade faction in Conflict 47 that's like with fully custom rules. Somebody might have done it, but I'm going to try and like make a little, eventually like a little PDF for it as well and release it when I'm happy with it. Maybe do a little playtesting with it first. And then if people want to try and play with the Turks or use that for something. I can always use it as Axis as well, right? If I want to, so. But I think it's going to be cool to make a completely custom army rules and unit abilities and everything. Not something you could use at a tournament, but you know. I'm not sure the modern audience is ready for George Washington's war tactics. Well, you know, he's been modernized a little bit. But yeah. Things were different, you know? I don't think he's going to be crossing the Delaware on some wooden ships, though, in the winter. I think they're going to be using pond skaters. You know what I mean? I tell you what, though, if there's somebody that's going to lead the charge into the UK, because obviously we found out, I didn't know this, but apparently the US wants to take over the UK once they deal with everything else. I think George Washington's really good for dealing with the British, so we'll see. I love the idea that he's like vehemently anti-Commonwealth, but he has to like work with them at times. He's like, I don't trust those robots. You know what I mean? Like, so that's my idea for my George Washington clone. A little bit of gray on there. We could probably hit it with an even lighter gray after this. I think that's what we'll do. Build up some colors. I got to figure out the roof too. What would a roof look like in 1940 America barn? We're going to have to do some research. Should we do it like... Because it's going to be a sheet metal. I wonder what colors they used for the sheet metals, if they did. Alright, let's keep painting. Yo, finally beat multiple. I'm pretty good now with the Magyars on Arabia on AoE 2. Finally beaten the extreme AI. So I think I'm getting ready to like go onto the ranked ladder and get my ass absolutely kicked. I've been working on an arena civilization, which is another map. But speaking of that, I've been working on conquering the apocalypse or tackling the apocalypse. And I got some new units. We're gonna add some like vehicles to the game because Rev was like, man, we need like tanks, we need this, that. I'm like, all right, I got you. So I'm trying to get a friend over to come play and do some more play testing because I've been working on that in the background, but it's kind of hard to like work on the game without trying it. So Rev's working, obviously. He only has the weekends off, and we only have so much time. But I got to keep on play testing it and getting it ready. So I'm super excited, though. I'm working on it in the background, and when I'm ready, I'm gonna release it to everybody, and I'm super excited. It's a lot of work, though, like trying to come up with a game from scratch and like try and find something that's fun yet balanced. But so far, from our first playtest with Rev, I'm super excited for it. It's not so much the U.S. wants to invade; it's just that there will be one nation under God. Okay, yeah. So they can submit. It's for the greater good of or it's for the betterment of Western civilization that you join the United States. I can't use the word greater good because of the freaking Tau, but. But yeah, I'm really excited for my game, so we'll see. It's like an RT. It's literally like, because most miniature war games, you start out with a giant army on the field. With this game, you start out with a little small army on the field, and it grows into like a giant crescendo. So like me and Rev were playing, he's like, I don't want the game to end. Like we should just keep playing until, like we'll just leave the board set up, come back next week and keep playing. It's like it almost wants to be that sort of game. But I'm trying to find a way to like make it a little bit easier to close out the game, and I think that's going to be destroying the player's home base, which is like their town center in AoE. That's all your production and everything. If that gets destroyed, you're done. So trying to find a balanced way of like making it to where you can't just sit and do nothing. For the record, I don't actually like the way they went with the US turning into theocracy. Yeah, I'm not super like, I mean, yeah, the country is pretty religious or whatever, but I think there's supposed to be a separation of church and state. You know what I mean? So, but the British don't know too much about that. They still got a king and queen over there or something. You know what I mean? Somebody should have sent them the U.S. Constitution. But then again, you know, whatever. That's their direct they wanted to go with because I guess it's like wartime, and when werewolves show up, I guess you start throwing the all that out the window or something. I don't know. They should have something in the Invasion America where they like, maybe there's like there could be like a freaking civil war or something in the United States for all you know they go with. Who knows? Dude, if you keep going, Warlord might contract you as a writer. Yeah, we'll see. I applied for their affiliate program like 2 months ago. But I'm sure like they know who I am, but I'm just waiting for them to like put one of my videos in there, you know, because they release their emails like every couple days where they have like videos and stuff, like showing that. I'm waiting for one of my videos to get in there, but I'm sure somebody at Warlord knows. But you know what? I'm not too worried about it, dude. I make the videos for the community, so if Warlord knows me, that's great. If not, then it's all good. Because the people that do matter are you folks that play the game, so. And hopefully enjoy the videos. Alright. We got some stone all up on this stuff. Oh, let me hit the base here. I think I'm going to airbrush these as well, like adding some rusty and green and some like mossy. I might like put moss on some of the roofs and stuff. I'm going all out for this. I want this terrain to look tits, so, which I believe is the official terminology. Just like classic stone, easy. There's also stone around the bottom of these wood houses, so I'm going to need to do that as well. The Commonwealth has a king and queen until the AI takes over. Ah, you think that? Imagine the king is like a freak. They make the king like a robot, or they use like a robot or something. I have all my Fallout terrain ready for EOJ. Ah, very nice. Yeah, it's like perfect. That's got to be like, that's actually a great idea, Tiki. Had a lot of retro 50s and Western terrain from New Vegas. Yeah, that's the thing. This is like Western terrain. I think this was a Western terrain, or it was like a homestead pack or something. So, and it came with like a bunch of different stuff. So we got like a windmill and all that. Whoa! Yo, Tiki, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, my friend. Round of applause. There was more AI Tiki talk. I don't believe him. But, you know. It's good to see you again, brother, by the way. I thought the whole separating of church-state was a compromise to the states because of the Protestantism, since different states had different sects. I don't know. I think the whole idea is that they didn't want the church to get too strong in the country, but who the hell knows? That was like how many hundreds of years ago, and I'm an ignorant American that spends all my time editing war games nowadays and shit like that, so. All I know is there's supposed to be a separation of church and state. You're also not supposed to have it in, like, school, technically, even though we say the Pledge of Allegiance. One nation under God. Alright. But what the hell do I know anymore? I used to be educated, now I'm just looking at online all the time. Alright. Let's go ahead and add some more brick color, because we're staying in that color. But Tiki, yo, appreciate that, my friend. I hope you're doing good, dude. We're excited for Invasion America. We're gonna start going hard on Japanese content on the channel because of it. Also, that's Rev's favorite army, and he's kind of been figuring it out with, like, all infantry and, like, this and that, getting rid of, like, battle frame infantry, just going assault frame infantry. That's like his favorite army to play, and I'm always like, oh, we'll try this, do this, because we got to do a video for this, but he just wants to play the Japanese, so we're going to go hard on the Japanese. We've done a lot of, like, Axis versus US stuff recently, because of the new platoons and all that, so we're going to do some other stuff. I'll be hosting a 40K event in Indiana in early summer 27, a few states closer to New York. Ah, okay, well, we'll take a look then. If that's going to be next year, then maybe we can, maybe we'll take a drive down there or something. During the summer, he does work, but I guess he could, take time off. Yeah, I would like to get you on I would like to make a battle report with you at some point, Tiki. And then, Cosmic as well. Kind of getting, like, fucking gray paint everywhere, but whatever. I'm gonna add some grime to it anyways. Should be using probably a smaller brush for this, but slap chop terrain. We have to pressure Rev to go full conscript horde EOJ. That's the way he wants to play it. I'm like, dude, you gotta bring, like, we're gonna do a sick battle report. You have to bring a Sasori Walker. You gotta bring Ghost Guys, because it's gotta look cool. But he's like, no, I just want to use all inexperienced dudes with bamboo sticks. I'm gonna go on ambush, 12-inch amp, and that's like, I think that is a really good way to play. But I'm like, come on, dude, bring the cool shit. I need a cool thumbnail for the video. Yeah, Dex, I'm in New York. I'm in Long Island, so if you ever want to make a trip and come play, I'm looking to get conflict people on the channel, so. One rule is you can't show up in chaps. Because we found out all chaps are assless. And it's just the first time we'd play, you just can't wear chaps. That's just my #1 rule. Can't get weird. That's like an old joke from my Twitch channel. I had a landlord, this Italian guy. Yeah, what's going on? Hey, Mikey. Yeah. He talked like this. He said, what would you do and he had a friend, this other Italian guy. They're both fishing captains, fly fishing guides. What would you do if this guy showed up to your house, your front door, wearing assless chaps? That's like, he would always say that. They would always be like making fun of each other. Might be a deal breaker, yep. Yeah, Massachusetts, so you just take a ferry over or something. Or we could, what I'd like to do is I'd like to try and, I don't know how I would go about this, because I'm a bum. I'm not like, you know, I make battle reports and stuff, but look at me, I'm a bum. I'm not like the glorious Morty in Glory, you know what I mean? But I would like to figure out some way of like organizing a conflict tournament all on island. I just don't know if there's enough interest for it. I'd have to see. Train up to New York from Florida takes about a day. There's a fucking train from New York to Florida? What the hell are you talking about? Is that real? Is that an actual thing? I've never even heard of that. Is there a freaking train line that makes its way, like multiple train lines that connect all the way down? Strawn Island. Yeah, I would like to figure it out. So, I'm waiting, you know, the channel's growing, we're getting more views, we're getting more people checking it out. Once we get, you know, hopefully I can eventually grow enough interest to maybe do that eventually. Okay. Let's keep going. Really, Amtrak has a line that goes, okay, I didn't know that. Well, hell yeah. Oh, so you could, like, drink on the train and fight people? Like that one time that I tuned into your stream and you were talking about that? That's my whole identity of Tiki, is that, hell yeah, dude, we should fight people on the LIR. Or something like that. It's good you got those skills. I've watched a lot of Instagram videos of people going to the city on the subway. You're going to need those skills nowadays. Classic. I'd 100% travel for a Mike Fly K47 event. Okay, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it all out. We'd have to find a place to do it, you know. But I'll look into it eventually. Get Warlord Games to send us prize winnings for the folks. Host a conflict tournament on Long Island. That'd be pretty cool. Alright, we got that dry brush. We got that. We're doing some stone. We got to get multiple colors on here. That's the thing, right? 2007 was a different time. More hair gel and fake tans. Oh, man. Sheesh. Yeah. Half the kids in my school look like that. Luckily, that was around. That was a little. I would say that's probably more Western Long Island. Eastern. But that was like in middle school. That's what everyone looked like, and then people kind of grew out of it a little bit. But luckily, I never went that route. But a lot of my friends did with the hair gel and like a gold chain and all that. You know, tournament attendance gift bag better have some signature handmade flies. Oh, it'll have something. We'll figure something out. We'll like print a custom miniature. I'm actually trying to figure out. I want to download Blender, and you know I have Tackling the Apocalypse, my own game. I want to start working on miniatures. I'm a little worried because I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever be able to make like, I want to make a basic gatherer, like a person gathering that looks kind of apocalyptic, let's say, or whatever, right? I'm like, I don't even know, dude. This is going to be a hell of a journey. But I think I'm going to start like trying to figure that out in the background. I want to start at least maybe trying to learn how to use Blender for miniature stuff. I think that could come in handy just in general, right? Making custom terrain, making custom miniatures or bits and pieces we need, and then Rev can print it on the FDM, or I could print it on resin. But I am interested in trying that out. It's going to be a lot, though, learning a new program and everything. That's the one thing. I'd support by doing most Tiki Award, complete with a big box of medals and a Tiki mask. Okay. Perfect. How's your diving going? How's your summer going? I haven't gone fishing once since I went on my buddy's boat. I got to get out there and do some fishing in the from the beach, fishing the surf for some stripers. I've just been trapped in my house editing and working on videos and flies and making a little, scrapping together a little cashola. I gotta do some fishing though, man. Recovered an old bolt action 12 gauge. Ooh, that's cool. The thing was still how corroded was it, though? I bet you it was... Oh, are you in freshwater diving, or are you salt? And salt, that thing is probably in pieces. Multiple pieces from the corrosion. Yeah, Cosmic, like, posted a photo on this thing. He's, like, swimming with river otters. He's, like, training river otters with beer and cheese or something. I'm like, what the? You can't be doing that, Cosmic. Is that what you guys are doing down in Florida? You diving for megalodon teeth and training river otters with beer? Oh, that was salt. Interesting. It's probably... Gonna find a serial number and give it to the cops? Well, yeah, if it's not... If you can even see a serial number, it can't be that old, right? Penn Station, try to find Long Island. You could take it. What you do, Dex, is you take a ferry from Connecticut up to Orient Point or Port Jeff, probably Orient. I think it would be Orient Point, and then you just drive down. Port Jeff would, I don't know. We'd have to see where we'd do it, but unless you're taking a train the whole way, then yeah, you'd have to go through Penn Station or whatever, right? Or I'm sure there's ways. I don't know the whole train thing there. I just know how to get to what is it? What's the one is it in I'm not even gonna try it. I'm gonna make myself sound like an idiot. I'm good. Alright, let's get some more stone on here. And then we could switch over to something other, some other color. I don't know. You just got to get some multiple colors on here, and then I'll do some like airbrushing on the roof and stuff or something. I think that's everything though. I should do some dry brushing on the wood is what we should do. I should bring the highlights out on the wood. We'll see, I might not even need to airbrush anything. Yo, Atlantis, thank you for the jewels. Appreciate that. The goat trophy. Damn, thank you, son. Very, very kind of you. Don't forget, chat, we got our new battle report out. Our new Gaslands refuel battle report. And, what do you call it? That was a lot of fun. And I used real ARC 7 sounds. I used real car sounds for it and everything. So... Yo, thank you, Tiki. Appreciate it, my friend. Have a nice day at work. Hope you have an awesome day, dude. Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. What do you call it? All right. I should paint this roof. Let's look at... Can we, like, look at roofs or something? All right, Dex. Hey, dude. Appreciate it. Thanks for handing out, dude. Hold on. Let's see. "1940s barn." Let me just Google and see what comes up. Just kind of see what it looks like. This looks a little different. Let's see, like, if there's any metal. Well, that kind of looks interesting. This kind of like white. I was thinking this kind of like more modern, like grayish brown, but I kind of like the colors looking slightly different. Maybe we'll dry brush it like a... Maybe like a lighter color. I should also probably do some like red brick work, but that... Oh my god, I'm gonna have to pick out all the bricks. That's gonna be... It's gonna be something. Yo, Klovak, what's going on? I hope you're doing well, dude. What sort of color would I use for this? I guess a really light gray. Let's do that. And then I can hit it with some like rust or something. I think that works. I'll try it out. I don't know. I also want some... I have terrain that already is using certain colors, so I'm trying to use some different colors, you know what I mean? It's almost like... Well, I guess we'll see. Let's try it out. what did you miss? Nothing. We got our new Gaslands battle report that's out now. We were painting some terrain. We're getting ready for Invasion Amerika. I'm working on my game in the background as well. Just chilling at the moment, just painting terrain. Hope you're doing well, brother. Oh yeah, this will work. It's got a nice area for dry brushing as well. Need a little bit more. I can actually mix a very small amount of brown with it if I'm trying to get particular color I'm looking for, I think. But there's a little bit of brown paint on this cardboard that I was using to dry brush it. It's actually kind of working perfectly. About Gaslands, how did you find out about such a game? Game nights. Oh god, I don't know their names. There's also the other channel, Mystery Quest. It's Tom and what's the other guy? What's the host of Game Nights? Those two guys, and they had a battle report of Gaslands, and it was sick. But I was watching. Somebody was posting like clips of their live streams. That's how I found out about Turnip 28, and that's how I found out about Gaslands. I think the rule book's like $20 or something on Amazon. So, or 20-something bucks. Very worth it, in my opinion. I'm gonna mix in a small amount of brown. I feel like I need a little bit more paint on my brush, too. Maybe if I wet my brush ever so slightly, because I'm dry brushing, but my brush is getting pretty dry. It's a fine line. Yeah, and it's a very cheap war game to get into because a lot of people have Matchbox and Hot Wheels, but if you don't, they're not pricey at all. You can get, I think I got 15 of them for like $12 or something, like a little starter set. Or you could go and get specific cars like Rev did, where he got the Fast and Furious RX-7, he got a Buick Riviera, and a buggy that he picked. You know what I mean? So I think it's really easy to get into as well, which is nice. You know what? This works. I'm going to airbrush the top anyway. I'm just kind of giving it a highlight right now, I guess, in reality. And I'll hit it with some colors or something. Make it rusty, too. I got to do probably something for the hinges. Oh, no, that is wood, right? I guess that would be. Maybe there's little metal brackets on the sides. Make that look metallic. And then just like rust it up on the metal, and there you go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Unfortunately, some of these we can't open up. Rev was going to cut them, but some of these prints weren't very well made, or some of the STLs. So that's the thing that you got to watch out for. Like sometimes it'll be a nice STL pack or a nice file, but when you actually go to print it, it's like, unfortunately, it just wasn't made right, where the walls are too thin or this or that, and you run into all sorts of issues like hours into printing, you know. Yeah, Gaslands, I mean, that game is so much fun. hopefully it does good on the channel, so definitely go give it a watch and like it. Leave a comment, all that. So YouTube doesn't send it to the shadow realm. But I think it'll do good. It might be one of those videos where it takes a little while, but after a while people are gonna find it and be like, oh shit. But working on a custom song for the Turkish faction video, which it's that one of the same tracks we listened to, but I've been working on it. I got to record a bass line for it instead of trying to make like full songs, which is really tough. Trying to come up with the bridge and all that, and like the changes, the chorus, and this and that. I think I'm just gonna like write intros for songs and little sections of songs for like cinematic stuff, you know? I like that idea a little bit more. So I'm not that good of a musician yet to write a song I actually like. A full song. I mean, we've done some, but more like memes. Not serious. Just keep dry brushing this stuff here. Wet the brush a little bit again. Seems to help a little bit because it is drying up pretty quick with the miniature paint. There we go. Just get a little bit more paint on the brush as well. Let it spread a little easier. I also have a full one-page rules battle report with 2,000 points, the large version, which I have to edit, but I'm just going to keep that because we have so many videos I have to do that are a little bit more pressing that I have to get done. As well as fishing content for the main channel. A little bit more brown in here. Maybe what I'll do is I'll airbrush it to make it, I'll get that more cream color kind of on the top and come around like, and then I'll rust it up. Alright, that's good enough. What else can we do on here? We got all our brickwork done and everything. What about some of these doors and stuff? Oh, they are wood. They're like wood pieces. Alright, let's dry brush some wood highlights. Now this is some crap paint, but can I use this? It's going to be too much. I was mixing black with the paint to make it more subtle. Let's do a little test on something that's less obvious. It doesn't look half bad. We'll just use this. This is a cheap craft store paint I got. It's more like chalk than it is paint, but you know what? Just do a light dry brush on the highlighted areas. I need to get a good brown. This is more like a rust brown, but... And this I got from Amazon. This worked really well. I forgot the name. It's like a brand, though. This paint is really good. Get a mic. Get those buildings. Also, get more Paragons. Okay. You know what? That's a good idea. Maybe I'll print more. I think I'm using... You'll see we got in the next conflict battle report. It's going to be a special one. I'm going to be using heavy infantry that we painted up. I'm going to probably use a 6-man squad of Paragons. I like Paragons, but I also try not to use them too much because I've used them in like all the battle reports because they're so good. So I'm trying to try some other units just to play with some other stuff. But God, Paragons are my go-to favorite. Them and the Fireflies, 2 favorite US units. Out of the mechs, everything. The heroes, whatever. Paragons, Fireflies. Paragons, Fireflies. You get those, 2 squads of each. You get a bunch of mechs, and you're just like, or walkers, and you're like, psh, easy. And then you run to the bears, you're like, psh. That's why we need Slammer Samuels with 2 Paragon bodyguards going head to head with Drugov and the bears. But you give Slammer Samuels like some sort of crazy melee buff or something. Because right now he's pretty freaking lackluster. For some reason he's like vehicle only melee. And even at that sometimes he can suck, but if you get a good Tesla Gauntlet roll, that's better, but also, how's it going, Bad Rabbit? Hope you're doing well. Paragons need a better melee option or something. Or there needs to be like a melee version of Paragons. Is what we need. And close combat blades on the range ones are a nice option, but we need like a melee Paragon unit or something. Where they have like some sort of cool melee weapon. Okay, where's the rest of them? Full Paragon infantry setup between the assault platoon and the Paragon platoon. And company commanders. Ah, I see what you're saying. Well, they don't have a Paragon platoon, but that's something I would love to see. That might be coming in Invasion America for all we know or something. Yeah, he's only good on tanks, not even vehicles, yeah. Or certain stuff. Not walkers, necessarily. Yeah, he needs a big buff, for sure. Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, should we come up with a Paragon platoon rule, and then come out with it before Warlord does, and piss him off? Yeah, Paragon platoon sounds great. That's the next step for him. Oh, everything's good, everything's good. New Gaslands battle report out today. Super stoked. Came out really well. Hopefully it does good on the channel. We'll do it a ton more. We're getting ready for our pre-invasion America. We got a Turkish conflict video as well. Working on the army. And then a George Washington platoon commander for the Paragons. And the heavy infantry. Other than that, chilling. Finally, I've been playing AoE 2 offline a little bit here and there. But really just working. Kind of bring out, especially on the edges here. I'm going to use some of this color on the these side pieces. Like this. Just catch your eye a little bit. Hit all the raised areas, you know? Okay, okay. I recommend checking out Marcher Empire at War, United States range from War Games Atlantic. Yeah. That's, I think that's the ones... Oh, no, I think, is it Space Nom or something? There's ones that, Are those the ones that Tabletop Command uses? He uses one of the War Games Atlantic ranges. But I think it's the Ura Space Bugs or Space Nam or something ones. There's a couple different ones you could pick. I like the one Tabletop Command uses. I do like the ones I use, though. The Daka Store Green Infantry. They kind of fit the vibe really well. They're basically just like Katachan dudes. But they're unique enough and they don't look too 40k because they're using like M16s. You know what I mean? Yo, Space Wolf Blackmane. Hello, I seriously believe that the Paragons and their hero are in need of a serious revamp, and they are a hero squad. Need to be your melee counter. Yo, Space Wolf, thank you for the... First off, thank you for the super chat. Round of applause, get 07s in the chat. But yeah, I think the US is lacking serious melee, right? And I get it, they're kind of more shooty, but I would love to have a melee option to give US players that sort of thing. I guess their real melee is walkers, right? But it's not necessarily the same thing. So I think the Paragon's guts are great and all that, and I think their weapon options are cool. I kind of like the Paragon shooting squad as it is. I think we just need a Paragon assault squad. You know what I mean? Like a melee squad. That are maybe a little bit more heavily armored or something, and just using like melee. You know what I mean? Maybe melee and pistols or something. I don't know. But I think a Paragon platoon is fantastic. Like if you find a way to, it'd be tough though, right? Because the guts mechanic is really good. Even though Paragon, this is what you got to realize. Don't think of Paragons as something that can actually affect the battlefield with shooting or melee. Paragons are there to generate guts to make your walkers, your tanks, and your fireflies be able to go multiple times per turn. That's the way they're really used now. And it's cool, but it's very like kind of gamey, you know, because they're not necessarily good at shooting. They're not necessarily good at melee. You're kind of just abusing a guts mechanic. Or not abusing it, but you're taking advantage of it. So if you could find a way to make them more than guts generators, like meta guts generator units, I think that'll just add a lot more depth, because that's kind of what Conflict's about as well. Maybe they didn't want to give too much stuff to the US because they already have like crazy firepower and jump capabilities and walkers, but we definitely need a good melee unit. And like you said, I think you take Slammer Samuels, you put them with a couple Paragons with melee weapons, and they just go to town, you know? Take the Tesla Gauntlet thing for, not for vehicles. Maybe he gives the whole unit a bonus, or he just has his own crazy attacks like a freaking Blood Angels captain, where he can like generate more attacks once per game, get 3 extra attacks or something, or I don't know. They all need like tough fighters, and they need you know, pen on their weapons. Coyotes are my melee option. Coyotes are great, yeah. Or I use jackals, but you know, virtually, I guess coyotes are technically, they just don't have the like flamethrower stuff, right? They're a little bit more, I guess. They're a little cheaper if you want to use them for melee. I'm saying it for a year. US 7+ armored infantry should be Paragons in power armor. That would be sick. Like stall trooping equivalents, yeah. Because these are your damage value 6 on veteran power armor guys right here. Very cool, but outdated. They just have LMGs, maybe bazookas, which aren't even that crazy. So you definitely need some sort of like, yeah, Paragons and power armor would be sick. Thank you again, the Space Wolf. I appreciate it. I totally share your sentiment. We've mentioned it in videos. Hopefully, I mean, Invasion America is a big chance for them to come up with a new, you know, either a platoon structure for the Japanese, like a ghost platoon, or like a Paragon thing, or to also, at the very least, we're getting a new Slammer Samuels miniature. Give us 2 versions of Slammer Samuels, just like Roberta Wells. I think that's what they're going to do. I think the new Slammer Samuels miniature is going to have new rules. If not, I'm very disappointed. Because Roberta Wells, you get the 2 versions. Just give us a new version. Someone can play with the old one if they want. Or completely change them and make them badass. But I think they're going to give us 2 versions, because the new version of Roberta Well is, like, sick. Wouldn't that be too overpowered? Well, you don't give them the guts. You don't give them a guts ability. You give them an ability that's tied to melee or something. But pretty much everyone else, except for the Japanese, I would love to see the Japanese getting damage value 7 power armor option with weapon with melee or something. But I think it makes sense, or at least having damage value 7 power armor with like freaking heavy machine guns or something. I think that's what. That also makes a lot of sense for the American play style. But either way, just give Paragons, like, because they already had, like, Paragons with axes and, like, sledgehammers and shit. Just give them, like, some big-ass smashing weapons or something. US is going to get genetic eagle-human hybrids for oh, I don't want that. I kind of like that the US isn't going with, like, werewolves and shit. and they just kind of made like a bigger dudes. I don't want to see. I'd like to see maybe some cool like lady squad or something. But yeah, please, no freaking eagle humans. Pigeon boys. Or whatever that, you know, they were and It's Always Sunny. They come out, they think they're the eagle men or something, but they're like the pigeon boys. they thought they were. Hell yeah, dude. We're still at the beginning of the Rift time. I don't think we'll see them anytime soon. I think the issue is that we're not going to be seeing any U.S. infantry till 2027. So I think it takes Warlord a little while to do stuff. So I think we're just going to have to be content with our sick Fireflies. But I'm a melee player, and I'm a U.S. player. I would love to see a melee option. You know? I think we are going to see Slammer Samuels get a revamp in Invasion America, though. That's my bet. I don't know jack shit. I have no contact with Warlord, but I bet we're going to see a Slammer Samuels revamp in Invasion America. Probably a second miniature. Pinup girl tank riders. No, I mean, they had women working in factories in World War II. Think of the classic posters, so maybe they could find a way to incorporate them into the military, too. Even though it took a little while for the U.S. to do that, the Soviets were a little bit more. They're like, all right, ladies, go ahead. Go rush that German bunker. Pick up your comrades from the battlefield. And if they're too heavy, shoot them in the head. No. Alright. We're getting these dry brushed. Getting a little bit more color. I could probably just put a wash on them or something. Looking good. I'm excited for the woodland scenic trees I have downstairs. I gotta, you know what? Maybe the second half of the stream we'll work on the trees. I'll go get a couple from downstairs and we'll get the Eileen's tacky glue. Because I'm trying to figure out how to glue the synthetic clumps to the base that I built. You guys could probably give me some advice. You guys know everything. Yeah, I'm excited to see the future conflict. The most thing I'm excited for is the Japanese, dude. I think you know what, for the US, there's definitely some stuff that's lacking, but we got a lot. Like, we definitely have a good amount of cool stuff. And we are going to be getting a Grizzly revamp, so we're going to have, like, a multi-kit plastic walker, which I'm definitely going to get. So, I think hopefully the Japanese get some serious love in this update. Maybe a cool Ghost Squad platoon or something, you know what I mean? That focuses on, like... And maybe you don't freaking die when you fail your order check or something. I mean, look, they reworked the automated platoon. I really hope they do something with the ghosts. The ghosts need some love. The ghosts need some love. Definitely have to put a wash on this after. I'll figure that out off stream. Just kind of slap chopping, getting some colors on there. I ain't no Squigherd or Sean. Get the fence too. Try not to break it. It's pretty fragile in this area. Some of the fences didn't print properly. They were like all over the place, but... I'll dull it down with a wash, I think. Anyways, it's kind of just haphazardly doing it. Yo, RK, what's up? But Rift isn't too hard to extrapolate costs for platoon. Isn't it hard to extrapolate costs for platoon commander costs? I just threw that on 28 base Paragon with the same upgrade options as the unit entry. Capped their added buddies to 2. They work great and are fun to play. But it isn't hard to extrapolate cost for platoon commander cost. I just threw on a 20. Yeah, true. Oh, so you made a Paragon platoon commander is what you're saying? Interesting. Look, if you end up coming up with a Paragon like platoon type thing, let me know. I'll try it out in a video or something, you know? Give you credit. That could be fun. Or that could be a cool video too. You know what? That's a great video idea. Future platoons I'd like to see. I want to work on a video for Conflict 47 eventually, because I was waiting until I got enough time playing the game, and I mean, we've made quite a few videos on it. We've played a bunch. I want to make a video like discussing Conflict and why people should try it, but that's not going to be for a while. I wanted to get as much experience playing the game first, but I have a bunch of different video ideas I'd like to do. Kind of like Mordian style, but instead of it being like, you know, from his live stream VOD, I'm gonna, you know, do an edited video. So, but I mean like topics that aren't just like, you know, battle reports or miniature crafting stuff. So, like future platoon structures I'd like to see, all sorts of stuff. Video talking about Paragons, like, you know, what different Paragon units I'd like to see. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, a Paragon, and again, you don't have to make it to where, you could make it to where every Paragon unit generates the guts, but you don't have to, you know what I mean, so. I think the U.S. needs a heavy infantry platoon focused on the heavy infantry, coyotes, and grizzly. I think somebody mentioned that. I think we're going to see it. I think we're going to, when they have the new, I bet you that's going to be when we get the new plastic heavy infantry. Just like the automated platoon. I think we're going to see a rework of the U.S. heavy infantry. We're going to see new plastic. They're going to have the new Grizzly and all that, and they're going to make it into a like a platoon for mechs and the big mechs or the medium mechs without jump and all that. And that might be where they include Paragons instead of doing it as a whole separate thing by itself. But yeah, because I'm telling you, Fireflies definitely have their own feel. Like Jump has its own feel. It's very easy to heavily lean into it. But when you don't have that at your disposal, it's a completely different gameplay. That's what I kind of like about the Americans. There is kind of like two ways to play it. The jump-focused version of the Americans, and then the more traditional kind of infantry and tanks and heavy mechs slowly moving across the board sort of feel, you know what I mean? Which I do like. I do like that there is some variety in how you can play the U.S. Get a little melee option in there, though, and now we're cooking. You know what I mean? Now this should actually, I painted it brown, this should probably be like a metal roof. This would be something we dry brush a different color, I think. Alright, I gotta get a drink here in a sec, I'm running low. But yeah, I'm excited, you know, we'll see. We'll see, let them cook, let them cook. We'll see what they do. Conflict is now kind of, you know, Bolt Action's been their kind of flagship game for a long time, but Conflict seems to be doing pretty good and has a lot, you know, has a great audience around it. So I think they know that, and they're just working within their production capabilities and all that, you know what I mean? And trying not to overstretch themselves. So give them a little time. I think we're gonna see the we're gonna see that they're gonna cook something up. Actually, we were trying to figure this out. I should do a poll on the channel. I should see what are the armies that people are playing in Conflict. Because I do believe that the US are one of the most played armies, especially because of the starter boxes. No, keep on dry. I'm gonna dry brush this build, and then we'll take a little break here. Actually, I should probably just finish everything. I want to grab a drink. Luckily, it's not too hot at the moment, but it is starting to heat up. It's that time of the day where I try not to run my AC all the time. I only use it when it's like absolutely cooking. Because if I don't, my camera will straight up overheat while I'm streaming. But appreciate everyone hanging out. What have you guys been working on? You got any hobby stuff you've been working on? I think I'm going to paint up George Washington tonight and make a video out of it. It's probably going to take a little while to do it because I want to do a good job. But it's just primed black. I'm not going to do any airbrushing. I'm just going to do a traditional miniature paint here and build up the layers. And I want them to look good, and being the fact that I'm filming it, it's going to force me to, like, work extra hard on making it not look like crap, I think. US has the best starter box, because 95% of the content is plastic, which is more beginner friendly. Yeah. I think once we have full plastic starter army sets for everything and whatnot, I think it's going to be good. And plus, you know, the great thing, even the Stall Troop and, like, the Axis starter stuff, a lot of it, like, if you have a 3D printer or if you're creative like me, you can kit bash and stuff. You can make a ton more miniatures from the plastic sprues. Because with the metal stuff, you know, they only gave you so many options. But with the plastic stuff, you get a ton of extra bits, just like bolt action. That's another great video, is, you know, talking about how you should go for the plastic kits and stuff because of the benefits for it. But they're, you know, look, I went and bought metal US infantry because I was afraid that they were going to make new ones and I wouldn't be able to buy them. But I found out that they're not going to make them for a while. So I was like, all right, anyways, you know, screw it. I'm going to get them, make them up. I like the look of the old ones. It is cool having the older metal miniatures, too. Because if we're playing Conflict 10 years from now, it'd be like, oh, man, you got the old metal ones? Those are sick. I do like some of the original ones. Been back on my Mordian vow, finishing my 88 crew, and then my little flak crew, and then my tank bike crew. Nice. What's your Mordian vow? Did you vow Mordian something, or is this like the Mordian from Warhammer or something? Is this a reference? I didn't even know it was a Warhammer dude until somebody said something. Oh fuck, that was a little too much paint there. Whatever. That area gets a lot of sun. It's sun bleached, okay? Ah, for his painting event, that's what it was. I remember something. I think when you guys mentioned it or I saw something, you posted or something. How's he doing? I haven't had a lot of time to tune into his live streams recently. Is he doing his 40K salt stuff? What's going on with 11th edition? We still haven't even thought about playing 11th edition, but I'd like to at some point. Off camera, that is, just for fun, beer and pretzels. I had like rifle platoon, a few transports, 5 tanks, and 3 artillery. Oh shit. Some metal models look better than their new variants. For example, the Noctalban. I like the what is it? The old assault frame infantry or something. There's one of the Japanese ones Rev has. He was mentioning. I was like, you know what? That does look better. I think it's the new assault frame versus the old ones. He has the old ones. The old ones look sick. I'm gonna take a look at the Warlord website. Yo, Squig Herder, what's going on, brother? Appreciate it. I just saw. Thank you so much, dude. First off, coming in with the 5 months, and then with the 5 gifted memberships. Sheesh. Sheesh. Or as Burnt Peanut says, Steve. Yo, thank you, dude. Appreciate that, my friend. Thank you, dude. Get some 07s in the chat. How's it going, Sean? 11th edition 40k is weird. 15, 12-inch rule of engaging shooting phase is autistic. I have no idea what they've done with the game. My next vow is 50 order dice. Oh my god. Sheesh. So what, you have to get 50 order dice worth of miniatures done? And what is this, the vow thing? Are you guys getting points for saying you're going to do something and getting it done? Is that what's going on? Is it like a competition or something? Dude, that would be cool. We should do a, we should do like a kit bash conflict competition or something. I'll like buy a miniature or buy a box or like something. And then we have people, whoever has like the coolest like kit bash or... Sean can't win though. He's going to be a judge. Sorry, Sean. You would automatically win. We can't have your fezzes winning. We can't bring any more attention to the fezzes because then people are going to think your fezzes are cooler than mine. That'd be a cool thing. Figure it out. I don't know about a kit bash. Find some sort of way of doing like a conflict 47 miniature competition or something. Yeah, I'm chewing ice, so what? I played two two-day tournament last weekend of 11th. It's okay. Warhammer already has you tracking score many different points every round. 11th has you just keeping track of even more point scoring. Gotcha. That's something I was trying to think of as while making a game. I'm like, well, you could have points for this and that and this and that, but it's like, as I was realizing, I'm like, damn, this is like, the more cool things I want to add, the more complicated the game gets. And I was like, it's very interesting to think about, like, actually trying to design a game now and look at other games and be like, oh, it's interesting. Discord wide, you pick a team and say you will get X painted before end date with some restrictions. Knocked Albin are really, really good. I've got 5 and I'm finding I need more, all the more. Yeah, Knocked Ballin'. First off, Knocked Ballin' are crazy as hell. Rev, his army with Heinrich Gross is all Knocked Albin. Platoon commander Heinrich Gross, 2 full 6-man squads of Knocked Jaegers, and then he's using a Panzer IV or whatever. And he's able to go. He literally, with the Schmeiser SMGs or whatever they're called, 2 attacks, 12-inch, tough fighters, assault. Or maybe not tough fighters, whatever. They don't get the bonus, I think, against vehicles. But +1 pen. So, and they have fast, but their ability is really where it counts. So you're getting, let's see, I think he uses them mostly like 7-man or 9-man squads or whatever. But he's getting 2 shots each, +1 pen, with assault, fast. And then what he does is he shoots, and then he goes on ambush every time. So he can charge. He charges vehicles, but I think, again, he doesn't have tough fighters, so you can't add that. And he's also able to fire on ambush, so it like completely locks down the board. And they have infiltrator, so you can put them on the point. Knocked Albin, I think, are generally one of the best units in the Axis. It might be in the top, like top tier. We should do a tier list, dude. Has anyone actually done that tier list for conflict? There you go. Don't steal that from me, Clover, right? But you can, maybe I'll have you featured in it or something. We should do a freaking tier list video for conflict. 100%. That's something we should actually probably do on stream, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? And like, I'll set up the tier list thing. And then we can like pull units in and stuff and say, what do you think? I think this will be an A. I think this will be a B or something. That'd be cool. We can get some guests on the channel from other channels. Yeah, tier list would be good. I'm Joe. You can always make one, dude. Go for it. But that'd be fun. Knowing me, it might take me forever, but... You'd like to be part of it? Yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll start working on something. That would be very easy to make as well. You know? I'd love to do a collab tier list. Is that what you're saying? A collab tier list? Morty and Gory's cool and all, but you gotta make sure, you gotta watch him when he's rolling his dice. No, I don't know. I'm just fucking around. Starting my tier channel as we speak. Are you? Ah, okay. What are you doing tier lists on? Underpants? Bullfrogs? Or conflict? You like a collab tier list? Well, Klovek's cool and all, but you know, he what do you call it? He loves the Axis, so he gets a couple points minus for as an American player. No, that I don't want to do a collab tier list. Tiki, he gets an F because he's AI, so you can't give. You know how I hate AI. I love Tiki, but I can't, you know, give him. I can't put him too high on there. Everyone loves a tier list. Yep. No, it's going to be like a American units tier list, Japanese units tier list. It'll be a, you know, conflict armies tier list or something, you know? And then we have the channel, we do a vote on the channel via a post. You know, I can do a post where people vote, and we can include that as well. I don't think anyone's doing it, so... If someone else does, that's okay. It doesn't matter. Tiki gets a D for dead. He was here before, by the way, and he's gonna come for my Conflict 47 Long Island tournament, and I'm gonna prove Tiki's not dead. All right, I'm gonna actually pluck one of his hairs, so I can clone him in the future. Okay. He said he would take a train. I didn't even know they had trains from Florida all the way to New York. First off, African bullfrog always. Okay, good. That's a big old bullfrog. I used to love catching bullfrogs as a kid. Isn't Tiki playing as Japanese? Yeah. He's, Rev thinks he's probably one of the best Japanese players in the world. What we have to go off of that? Nothing. But I like to think he is the best Japanese player in the world, is Tiki the Hut. There's no official data to go off of. Doesn't matter. Tiki is the best. Close behind him is Rev, but I can't give him too much credit. We can't pump his ego up, Rev. He's been cloned so many times. Yeah, but you're getting clones of clones. I'm getting the first generation clone. All right? The best kind. Direct from the source. Florida trains are conducted by alligators. Oh, I thought you were going to say they just ride alligators up here. But yeah, conducted by alligators. Would they got their little alligator conductor hats, too? Oh, dude, I'm starving. I gotta eat something. I gotta grab a snack when I go downstairs. Seriously, I'll come too. It'd be fun, even if it does mean coming to Long Island. Hey, man, you're thinking of Western Long Island. You come out by where I am, it's like living in paradise by the beach or something. Unless you live in the poor area like I do. But then still, we're close to the beach. You mass heads, you know? Mass holes. One of my head mods on my Fly Tie-In channel is Sir Jin, who lives in Massachusetts. Some of the best striper fishing. As a former New Yorker, I confirm that that is the bad part of the state, too close to Jersey. Yeah, Western Long Island, dude. You gotta come out to Eastern Long Island, alright? Where you can't afford to live. That's where the real good shit is at. Give it a couple years, though. They're slowly tearing down every piece of woods. They're destroying the ecosystem, and they're building a bunch of condos for dickheads to rent out on Airbnb. So they can charge more money in taxes. I mean, anybody my age that grew up out here, you can't already buy a house, so it's already screwed. Everything's screwed. But for now, it's still somewhat decent. Eventually, though, oh yeah, it'll be a shithole like the rest of Long Island. I bet I could float down the Connecticut River to you. Clones of clones always remind me of the movie Multiplicity. She touched my Pepe, Steve. I don't even remember, but like a 50-mile radius. Yeah, I think we're just far enough from Jersey. We're good. We do get folks from Jersey, so there is the problem is Jersey leaks out like a toxic sieve, you know. That being said, Western Long Islanders aren't that much better. Okay, they're pretty much the same breed of jackasses. Where I live, though, it's like pretty quiet. It used to be. It used to be much quieter, like small town. Now it's kind of getting popular, but like people like when you pull up to a stop sign, people will be like, "Oh, you can go," like that. In other places in New York, people are like, "Fuck you," throwing like spark plug ceramic tips at your windshield to break it on like the LIE or something. Where I live, it's like people drive like the speed limit and stuff because we're far enough away from the Jersey radius. You know what I mean? Though everybody in high school, like I said, when I was growing up, luckily it was more like when I was in middle school because people grew out of it. But everybody looked like the fucking Jersey Shore at some point. It was the stupidest thing. We were talking about the slick hair, the chains, the hair gel. That was the dumbest thing. Now I know kids are like just like on TikTok and like drinking hair gel or something, or whatever. But God, I remember half of my friends in school had the Jersey Guido look. It was so funny. Because of the Jersey Shore and all that too was like in its peak back then, the TV show. The funny thing is, I went drifting in Jersey. I didn't even realize there was a world. I thought it was all suburbs and like trash hills and stuff, but like part of New Jersey is like mountains and it's super beautiful, gorgeous trout fishing. There's actually some really, really nice areas in Jersey, but it's just it's the areas you have to drive through that gives it a bad rep, you know what I mean? Also, apparently the taxes are out of control, I've heard. My buddy moved from Long Island here to Jersey because he had to. I think he definitely misses it out here, living by the water and everything. Though you have some killer fishing in Jersey, if you're a striper guy like me. Where the legend Bob Popovich's legendary fly tires from. We got a situation right here. Points to abs. Yep. That was like half of the kids in my school were all like thought they were like the situation or whatever. All my like Costa Rican, Mexican friends and my Italian friends, they all freaking love dressing like that. And I'm sitting there like, dude, what the hell are you guys doing? I went more the skateboarder route, you know, and they went the Guido route. All my Hispanic buddies, my Italian friends, and I had some like Middle Eastern or, you know, they all like love dressing like that. Like, what the hell are you guys doing? You're going clubbing at 15 or something? Get out of here. But, you know, that was a classic time, you know? Those was the good old days. Alright. I think we got everything brown, highlighted, painted, dry brushed. Easy peasy. So I think we can move on to something different. I do want to glue some trees, but I think I still need to... we should paint the metal on the houses real quick, but I think I am going to grab a couple trees and some glue and stuff like that while we take a quick break. Oh, maybe you know what we could do? We could play like the beginning of the new battle report for you guys while I go grab all this stuff. I had a buddy that dressed all gangster. Dude lived on a farm. Yeah. But you know, that was the time. That was the time, you know? Like listening to like 50 Cent, The Game, and shit, growing up in New York, we would get mixtapes from the city, so, like, CDs, and it would be like, oh my god, why is his name fucking blanking on me? He's one of my favorite rappers. Jadakiss. So Jadakiss and like the locks. We'd be getting like, because my buddy had his older brother lived in Queens. He was Greek, lived in the Greek area of Queens. So we'd go there to re-up on the Shiba Chiba, but we'd also get like CDs and stuff of like straight from Queens, you know, that were from the rappers and stuff that were from the area. So it was fucking sick. We used to go to the reservation, buy Dutch Masters and Big Game cigars. That was pretty much my life on Long Island growing up out here on the East End. That's what you pretty much do for the most part. All right. Yeah, let's do that. I'll leave it up to you guys. What do you guys want to check out the new we'll check out the beginning of the new battle report while I go I got to grab some trees and grab like the shrubbery bits we're going to glue to it. I got to grab a whole bunch of stuff. So it's going to take me a little while to run down to the basement and everything. Let me let's do this. Let's check it out, shall we? Let's give it a look. And by the way, if you haven't, after the stream, please give it a watch, like it, comment, all that, so it can get some love. Because I'm going to be honest with you, it's probably one of the best videos I've made in a while. It's probably one of the best videos that I've made in a while. I'm excited for it. So what we'll do is, we'll play this for you guys. Also, the intro song is a song that I made myself. So let me know what you guys think of that. I didn't make it too loud, obviously, because I want the song to be good. But I was going to come up with a special little graphic at the start, and I was trying to come up with something. What do you call it? And I was just like, nope, I'm just going to keep it simple, because it looked like shit. And I am vehemently against using AI, so I was like, all right, until I learn how to use Fusion properly, I'll just use the simple thing here. All right, but that being said, chat, I'll be back in a moment. I'm going to grab a drink. We're going to keep on painting. We're going to keep on chatting about everything conflict related, and we're going to be making some trees after this. So we'll see how it goes. All right, but I'll be back in a moment. Check it out. Welcome on in, folks, for another episode of Death Race. I'm your host, Rich Richardson, and this week, Vinny and the family are looking to dethrone the fan favorite, Big Roy, and his scrap pack. As always, we can expect a lot of death and destruction on this family-friendly program. Will Vinny be able to dethrone the fan favorite Big Roy, or will he find himself getting wrecked? Well, folks, there's only one way to find out. Get your popcorn and your beer hats ready, because we're about to show down in this week's episode of Gaslands Refueled. Welcome on in, folks. I'll be your host tonight, Rich Richardson, but you can call me Dick. And tonight will be our first ever episode of Death Race here on the channel. Diesel, aka Vinny and the Red Arc 7, and his crew, the family, look to show down against Big Roy in the pickup truck and his crew, the Scrap Pack. Real quick, a shout out from our sponsor of the program tonight, and that's our YouTube members. Without you folks, this battle report wouldn't have been possible. Alright, with that out of the way, let's head it on over to our second announcer, Mike, covering the crews for tonight. Thanks, Dick. Appreciate it. We're down here in the pit right now with Vinny and his crew, the family. They are getting prepped up, making sure those lug nuts are tight, and the guns are all loaded up. Now, starting off, we have a buggy. The driver's name is Herb, and he's equipped with a flamethrower. He has a max gear of 6, he has 4 handling, and 6 hull points. The buggy's going to be trying to make its way up the field, and probably trying to put some heat on the competition, if you know what I mean, Rich. Oh, I'd hate to see Big Roy smash into this little thing with Roy's wrecking truck. Isn't that right, folks? Even though the buggy has great handling, it's a lightweight vehicle, and it's certainly going to be taking a beating out there if it gets too much damage. Now moving on over to Easy, driving the 1966 Buick Riviera. The car's got a handling of 3, a max gear of 5, and it has 10 hull points. It's a middleweight vehicle. It's equipped with armor plating, giving it 2 additional hull points, as well as a heavy machine gun for some serious firepower on the hood. I must say, Mike, that car does look quite nice. What do you think, folks? Last but not least, we have the leader of the crew, and it's all about the family. Diesel, aka Vinny, in the 1994 RX-7 FD3S. He's got some under the hood modifications, but technically they don't count as upgrades. The performance car has a max gear of 6, handling of 4, and 8 hull points. It's considered a middleweight vehicle. And last but not least, the gigantic rocket launcher on the roof is going to be providing some serious firepower. Now, is this right, Mike? We're getting a quote here that Vinny likes to live his life a quarter mile at a time. He also likes to have barbecues and eat tuna fish sandwiches. We'll see if Vinny and his crew. All right, there we go. Put the pressure on. I gotta say, I had a lot of fun making this one, dude. Crowd favorite here, and he does have his jersey hung up in the beer stand. Definitely give it a watch. Check it out after the stream. It was a lot of fun. I think it came out pretty well. I did like custom shift stuff. I did the dashboard cards. I recorded authentic RX-7 and car sounds, buggy sounds, Audi RS6 sounds for the station wagon. Being a former car guy myself, I can't really afford it nowadays. All right, so one thing I wanted to show you real quick. I don't know if we'll make a bunch of these right now, but I want to do a test here. I've been working on some trees. I got the Woodland Scenic bases here, or the sprues, and essentially what I did is I took like some cotton batting type stuff, glued it, and then I tried some flocking, but I didn't really like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue some of this foliage cluster stuff to the actual tree sprue. And I think that's going to just, plus that'll build up bulk. So that's kind of what we're looking to do here. I'm going to make a little bit of a mess. That's to be expected, I suppose. And then I'll just spray the whole thing with like a varnish. Or like some PVA glue stuff, you know. So, let's do that for a little bit. I do need to record some stuff. I'm working on some new videos, so I gotta get those cranking. So let's go ahead and this is an interesting video. Barefoot Manager, the Platoon Box Challenge. I'm gonna have to watch this. This looks cool. 16 boxes enter. This is like he's talking. I thought it was gonna be a battle report where it's all 16 platoon boxes, or it's like a thing where they're doing 16 platoon boxes, fighting each other over time, you know? Let's get some tunes going. Okay. My Lean's tacky glue. Let me grab my glue real quick. Oh, don't tell me that's downstairs. Oh, okay. I was like, hell no. I thought this is definitely going to be upstairs. So one thing I'm trying to do is have a lot more terrain, like nice tree terrain, bush terrain. Eventually I'd like to do boards, because I love like tabletop command setup. I think we got to get some mats that are more appropriate for like a bolt action look. That's one thing we're lacking, but mats are expensive, and 3D printing or making terrain yourself is far cheaper. Alright, so let's see how this is going to work. I think I'm just going to take some tacky glue and kind of paint it on there, and then we're just going to put a bunch of foliage cluster on it. Let's see how it works. Do a little test. The Eileen's tacky glue seems to be the best for this, because I was trying like PBA glue mix, or PBA, and it just wasn't working that good as opposed to other stuff. making a freaking mess, but whatever. Be pretty liberal with this stuff. It does dry fairly clear for the most part. In fact, we're gonna need to might need quite a lot of this to make this actually work, but I gotta wipe my brush. We were dry brushing with it, I didn't wash it good enough. Let's do a test on one of these branches. I think it almost might be better to just take the Eileen's tacky glue, take a clump, and just put the glue on it. But let's try this. I mean, no, this is okay. This is working good. Definitely gonna have to like seal the whole thing down, I think. Without a doubt. I think this should work. Hopefully. We're gonna need a lot of glue, but make sure I press it down. The tacky glue is really nice because it's like, it does what it says. It's really tacky. Forgot where I learned. I think Eileen's tacky glue, I got it from, or I figured it out from RP Archive, who makes like D&D modular foam terrain. It's really sick. With like magnetic system and stuff. Okay, that looks pretty good. If it stays on there, that is. I think it will, but I think I'm just gonna have to be pretty liberal with the application. Really should have like something to lay down on the desk, but whatever. Okay, it seems to be working. We'll just go to town on it now. Yeah, I'd like to have more like, if you like, when you look at like a bolt action book and you see terrain like that, I would like to eventually get to that stage. Where there's like 3D terrain, there's like trees everywhere, farmland. Oh, that's the other thing, I need to make farms. Which, before the end of the stream, if somebody can remind me, I have fly time material that I think is literally what you use to make the farms. Like you can use like a rug or something, like an artificial rug. I'm probably gonna, I have some stuff saved in my cart in Amazon. Specifically for making, that I think is gonna work good for making farmlands. You just don't want the hair, synthetic hair, to be too long. So if you use like a rug or something, I think it's gotta just be the right one. Pretty liberal with our glue application here, because I think it does take a little bit to make sure this stuff holds. It's got some weight to it, the clump foliage, you know. Cover up some of the branches too, it's fine. Let me water my brush a little bit. There we go. A little bit easier to work with. My brush was a little dried up. Yeah, you did a great job with the video, Klovak, too. I didn't talk to you since then. That intro came out really, really well. Don't, from now on, do not disparage your own self in your videos, alright? I'm banning you from doing that. Saying, oh, my voice sounds like shit. Lean into it. Lean into your accent. Embrace it. And totally, like, you could obviously get Ed to do some stuff, but don't be like, oh, because I saw in the video, I'm like, damn it, Kovac, stop doing that. Stop being so hard on yourself for having an accent. So that's the new rule. You can't do that. Okay? I'm implementing it. Not allowed to talk shit about yourself. Alright, let's cover all this up. Clump foliage. Stuff's really nice. I had some other colors, but we have like a bag full of foliage we use for the terrain, for the battle reports and stuff. So it's going to be somewhat one-dimensional, but I have some other colors I can sprinkle on it, some other terrain making stuff. So maybe that'll work, but I also have some other colors underneath it already that are kind of working. Yeah, but you don't got to start off the video by saying you hate the sound of your own voice or something, or whatever the hell it is, you know, or you know, whatever the vibe. It's all good. Keep the good vibes in your videos, all I'm saying. You're doing a good job with the editing and everything, so. I gotta get a bottle of like matte varnish spray. Because I never do that. Do you folks do that with your miniatures? After you paint them, you spray them with matte varnish so they don't wear? Like, I've never done that once, and I know it's like a pretty popular thing. But I also like end up working on my minis over the course of like years. Because I'll like be lazy, do a little painting, then I do some more painting later on. Kind of just need to like squeeze it on there, you know what I mean? Encourage it. It's already looking pretty damn good though, look at that. You can only have an accent if you're wearing a fez, or at least some sort of animal print. I see. When it comes to editing, I need to improve a lot, mainly with captions and stuff. Yeah, I think you're doing a great job though. You're on the right path of improve, or like, you know, your videos are getting better and everything too. Just like me and everyone else that makes videos. Hopefully you grow as you make them and stuff. But I think you're doing good. Let's keep painting. Or keep gluing. Mainly with metal and resin, you're tempted to. Oh, you do? Well, of course you do, Sean, because you're like, it's like a freaking work of art when you're done. I'll have to try and do it at some point, like when I get miniatures to where I'm like 100% happy with them. I just never do it. I tell you one thing, I should do it with terrain though, just to stop this stuff from like falling apart over time. Hit it with a matte clear varnish or something, like these trees, right? Because I use like PBA watered down mixture and it works great, but over time like stuff will like fall off and stuff. If I can get it a little bit more secure. But yeah, I've never done it with miniatures. Some of my Blood Angels actually have like wear on them from playing 40k. They actually kind of look kind of cool like that, but I bet you eventually you wear down like through into the primer. It's probably not always the best look. Yeah, I always find myself going back and reworking on miniatures. That's probably why I never do it, because I'm never content with my painting. Or I'm always improving, you know? I guess I could say. Better way of saying it. Yeah, these fucking trees are coming out fantastic, as long as they don't make a gigantic mess every time I use them. I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna do the PBA glue outside when I'm done. Just to, like, really, you know, tighten them up, solidify them, but glue or something. I think I'm just gonna do this. gonna be way quicker. I just straight up apply the glue. And I can get a lot more glue on there, so I think it's gonna adhere better. That looks pretty damn good, though. It's gonna make a mess until you hit it with some sort of sealant, you know what I mean? They will, yeah. They definitely will make a mess. If you don't do something over time. I have some of my other trees. What's going on, Nix? How's it going? Oh, these look great. Because you can buy trees, right, off Amazon and stuff, but it's never the same as, like, this sort of stuff. This is the woodland scenic spruce they use for train building stuff, and they're really nice. I need to get more vertical height, though. I want more height in my game, so I'm working on taller things. So I need to... I'm also working on having, like, 3D terrain using the XPS foam and my Proxon. So I'm working on, like, making 3D foam boards and stuff. That's going to take a little while, but I'd like to make custom boards, kind of like they do for bolt action. Eventually. Hope you're doing well, brother. We're getting some terrain done for Invasion America. Getting ready for the Japanese. Yeah, I think I'm going to try and paint George Washington tonight for the video, because I want to get that. I mean, essentially, we're filming this weekend, so I need to get all this terrain finished. I need to get the heavy infantry finished. I need to finish the trees, finish the 3D terrain, and paint George Washington. So, quite a lot of work to do this week for the battle report coming up. Making all new terrain for a lot of it. Brand new unit selections for the US. So, going all out. Making a mess as usual, but if you're building trees, you make a mess. I've seen people, seen YouTube videos. I was like, okay, thank God I'm not the only one that looks like a disaster when I'm making these. That's why it helps to have like a little newspaper down, but I have my little protective thing on the desk I use for fly tying and miniature stuff. That needs a big thing of glue here. Thinking of using plastic plants from aquariums to represent jungle? That's what we do. That's what I use, Klovek. Here you can go to the dollar store and get fake plants that they use in like floral arrangements, and I use that. I'd grab the box and show you, but all you got to do is watch one of my jungle battle reports with the Japanese, and we use jungle plants that I made from like aquarium or dollar store plants. And you just make bases. You cut all. It comes, you know, all these plants are too large to use in scale, so you cut the branches off and use those as plants themselves, and that's what I did. People were like, oh, you should make a video, because we did the jungle terrain. I think we made a bunch of it on stream a while back or something. But, I don't know. We'll see. I'm doing more hobby-related stuff. We'll see how the videos do view-wise. If they do good, then I'll do more, like, hobby stuff. But really, it seems like the battle reports are what people really want here on the channel. But we're trying to do some different types of content as well, so we'll see. Like topics and stuff. Very busy though, very busy. I'm always just trying to find time to do all this crap as usual. We're getting to the fluff stuff. This is where I can kind of dip it in the bag, but I also don't want to get glue all over my stuff. Yeah, for a long time, Rev didn't have a 3D printer, and Didn't do anything terrain related, so I was the terrain builder, terrain maker, painter, everything. So, and I've been tying flies for a living for the past 10 years, so I don't have a lot of money, so everything's scratch built. So it took me a while to kind of figure stuff out, but luckily there's a bunch of great YouTubers that make terrain as well. But I do enjoy making my own terrain. It just takes a lot of time is the only issue. So now I focus on stuff that's more practical to make, like trees, stuff like that, and leave. Now that Rev has the printer, he does like the buildings and stuff, you know? Where that little extra detail is really nice in like a nice 3D printed building or something, as opposed to me trying to make one from scratch. It doesn't look like absolute shit. I do have a nice prox on and everything, but I haven't gotten like crazy good at it. I can do alright. I should use it more often, man. Kind of making a mess here, it's fine. Or I say kind of making a mess. I'm like covered in glue and like bits of shrubs. These are gonna look great though, I'm excited. We get a freaking change in scenery, dude. We're going to the US of A. And North America. I mean, imagine they're not just gonna invade the United States, right? God knows what sort of conquests and operations are gonna be going on. Especially with the Ruskies involved. Coming into Alaska, what are they gonna do? Are they going into Canada next? They stopping there? What's Canada? I mean, Canada's obviously fighting with the U.S. in World War II. There's bolt action Canada, Canadian miniatures, so I'm excited to see. Oh, dude, we might get some cool I didn't even think about the Canadians. We might get some cool Canadians. So when do we do this kit bashing challenge? I don't know. You guys want to do something like that? We could do something like that. We could certainly figure. I need to figure out how to do it though. If anyone has a good idea, message me on Discord. We'll figure it out. I think that would be cool though. Mordian's doing his painting competition. Let's do a Conflict 47 kit bashing competition. Or like, you know. I guess maybe it doesn't have to be just kit bashing, but I kind of like that idea. So it gets folks doing interesting, you know, doing something unique and sharing it in the community, and we'll make like a video out of it or something. Does sound interesting. America is definitely going to annex Canada for oil. Hell yeah, brother. It's time you guys eat real bacon, not Canadian bacon. Fake bacon. I'm Muslim, by the way. I don't eat pork, but even I know that that's not real bacon. Alright, that looks good. Oh, we're missing some spots here. Glue it up. I got 6 French Canadian sprues as freebie from Warlord. Nice. I got Roman Auxiliary sprue, which I gave to Rev. So he has a Hail Caesar Roman army, so he's lucky he ended up getting that one. I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with Roman Auxiliary troops? Give me more Africa Corps or something. Usually I get German bolt action, which is really nice because I'm a German bolt action player, but I'll take any free sprues. I'm not complaining from Warlord. What company? There's not many companies. How often does Games Workshop give you free Space Marine sprues when you order a box of Space Marines from their website? Never. I didn't even really order that much, too, and they give you free stuff. Like, fuck, Warlord's awesome. Because they got those sprues sitting around, I bet, you know? And they're probably like, dude, we should just give them to somebody. So they're just sitting in the warehouse taking up inventory space. Yeah, if you got any ideas, message me on Discord. We'll figure out some way of doing some sort of kit bashing thing. I'd have to figure out, though, like, how I'm gonna organize it. It'll probably be like through the Discord, I'm assuming, or something. But then that limits people. I don't know, we gotta figure it. We'll figure it out. That would be cool though. 1 Space Marine with Flamer or 2 random paints when you order. Ah, really? When you order from the GW website? I've never ordered from their website, so I couldn't tell you. They actually give you something? Well, they give you dried paints, right? The ones they legally can't sell. I have 0 bits to make some K47 kit bash. You're gonna have to get creative like Cosmic and start using glue caps. Cosmic like makes walkers out of like bits and pencils and stuff. I'm gonna have to do something too. Not that I get to win, but I'm gonna have to take part in it. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We got time. We got time. I'm busy. I'm not doing that at the right at this moment, but we could start thinking about it. God, I'm fucking getting glue everywhere like a dumbass. Now we're building trees. Yeah, kind of like the George Washington mini I did, you know? Just like something like that. It doesn't need to be like crazy, but if you want to go crazy, go ahead. Kit bash your own hero using bits and freebies. I'll paint the winner if she wants. Ooh. Well, I was just thinking, what I was thinking is either probably like a, do they do a gift card on Warlord? I could do like a, nothing crazy expensive because I don't have money, but I could do like a small gift card or something, you know what I mean? But, if you want to contribute, that would be sick. That might get a little complicated, though. I had to figure all that out. You paint someone's mane, they're like, I don't like it. You're like, I tried to help. I tried to do good. No, I'm just fucking around. I was either going to have, like, I was like, oh, but if I get miniature, then I'm going to have to send the miniature and pay for the shipping, which sucks because I've done a bunch of giveaways over the years on my Twitch channel, and I still do on for Flytime. So like shipping internationally and stuff is a disaster nowadays. But if I do like a Warlord gift card or something, you know. That is if you just order 200 euro or 500 euro. Ah, okay. That is if you order just 1 commissar for 32, they won't even give you used condom. Ah, okay, gotcha. Alright, so you gotta be whale enough to get something free from them. Gotcha. Yeah, under $100, and if Warlord is doing it, then you get some free shit a lot of times. Or the winner gets its pic printed out and Mike puts it on his pillow. Now we're talking. I already do that actually. I put your face. I got your Instagram profile pic, and I sleep. Me and you touch lips. You want to get weird? I can get weird, Sean. That's right. You don't want to know what I do to that pillow. No, I'm fucking around. I wouldn't joke around with any other viewer like that, but that's funny. You still see? I had no. That was not even crossing my mind. You made a pillow joke. Oh, good. Well, I'm fucking covered in glue, chat. It's bullshit. Only my wildest Benadryl-induced dreams. The hell is Benadryl? Isn't that for allergies or some shit? Or is it like a headache thing? Like, what's it fucking called? I don't even know. Advil or something? Alright, alright. Little clump trees. Let's do a couple more while my hands are covered in crap. We gotta let them dry before I fuck with them. Check this out. This one looks sick, though. Because I bent the branches out. Hell yeah. And I'm gonna have to do the basing, obviously. It's allergies, yeah. Yeah, very similar, Clovic. Pretty much same thing, you know? Just traditional sized. Alright. We found the new method. Straight to the sprue. Goo it up. I'm just gonna do the whole thing, fuck it. Oh shit, we're getting drippage. I'm trying to make it not drip. Make it drip. It's probably a rap song. Make it drip. Gotta run, shifts over. Alright, Sean, thanks for hanging out, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're not gonna be streaming too much longer because I got some work to do around the house. Fly tying stuff I gotta do, but I wanted to stream for a little bit, being that we had the new battle report out today. Don't forget to watch it, chat. Pretty please, with a cherry on top. Pretty please. Okay. That should be good. When in doubt, more glue, though. When in doubt, more glue. We're actually chunking through this bag of foliage. I don't think I'm going to have enough. I'm going to have to break into, like, reserves or something. I might need to actually drive to the store because I got this from a hobby. What's it called? Hobby Lobby? Yeah, Hobby Lobby. I actually might need to go get some because I have, like, freaking, like, 20 tree sprues to do. Gonna be a lot we're gonna need because I want to give them that like actual tree look where they're like 3D and they're not super flat like they were. You kind of have to build up the foliage clump style. That's why I already use the wool and stuff to build up a lot of 3D depth before, because otherwise I would have had to use so much of this foliage. So now we're just putting the foliage on top. Yeah, I gotta make bushes too. Shit, you know what? I'm gonna order this stuff tonight. Well, it's Thursday already. Fuck, dude. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to use what I have. It is what it is. The week is like flying by. I spent the entire week editing that Gaslands battle report, pretty much, or the start of the week. Like 3 days editing in my room and flew by like nothing. Okay, this is looking pretty good. I'll use what I have. Whatever trees I get done, I get done. What I really got to do is get these buildings, well, obviously the trees, that's why all this stuff's important. Get the trees, the buildings done. I got to finish painting the U.S. infantry and the George Washington dude. So George is getting done tonight because I'm making a video on it. Just kind of, as long as I record it, I'll edit it after the weekend or some point. I'm not worried about it. But I filmed the whole kit bashing process, so I do want to make a video on kit bashing and painting it, so I should do that tonight. Because I have to get the miniature done for Sunday. So all this needs to get done for Sunday, so Saturday we're going to stream. It's probably going to be more painting and getting miniature stuff ready for the Sunday battle report. I also have a 3D hill that I made with XPS foam that's massive. We're going to try and figure out we're going to use that I made for it. We got a lot of cool stuff for this pre-Invasion Amerika battle report that we're filming, so. A lot of time and effort. Hopefully it's gonna look damn good when we're done. So let's see, the trees, I gotta paint. Finish the terrain, what else do I gotta do? Got the radar dishes pretty much done, but they do need like dry brushing. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I gotta, no, yeah. I think I'm good. I thought I had to finish basing my artillery piece, because I'm gonna use an artillery platoon in it. Which is not very conventional for conflict, but I'm going to try some infantry dudes. I'm going to try and have a cool mix of it, make it look like a military base, but also have like the cool fancy shit. So you're going to have your Joe Schmoes kind of guarding a military base sort of deal. I don't want to give too much away, but you get the idea. Got some little areas down here that need some attention. It's looking pretty good though. That's gonna need some more love up there. Yeah, I'm making a little bit of a freaking mess. Anyone know when the next book actually releases? It's gonna be at the end of August. I think it's gonna be probably, I don't know. We don't have a specific date. But they said the end of August or some late August. Maybe not the end, but maybe like, you know, 3rd week, 4th week, I don't know. But we got time till actual Invasion Amerika comes out, so we're just doing our own thing, you know. So I'm recording it on Sunday, and I'm going to try and edit it as fast as I can, but I'm going to put a lot of hard work into the edit, so it's probably going to take a little bit, but most of the conflict stuff I have, like, a lot of the stuff pre-made, because I make the battle reports so regularly, so. It's like the new Gaslands battle report, brand new game, I had to make all new, like, overlays and stuff, that takes a long time. But now that I have something for a game made, I can usually, I'm like, alright, now we can make battle reports for it, because I have all the stuff that I spent time on. I thought it would be August 1st. No, they mentioned it's late August. I don't know if they meant somebody, for whatever reason, people thought it was, maybe they just said August, so people thought it was early August or something, or if they mentioned something, then they slightly delayed it just to be safe or something, but I think they planned on it being later August. We were just waiting to hear. But we read it in one of the articles recently, they mentioned it. I think it was the roadmap or what's next for conflict or something if you want to check it out. Alright, I'm telling you, it's a little bit of work doing this. I don't want to say a lot of hard work because it's not really that bad. But God, do these look good when you're done. What's going on, Scar? How's it going, dude? I assumed it was early August, but that is because I'm hopeful and naive. Yeah, I think we all did, but we read in one of the articles recently, it's going to be, I think, late August or something, they said, or later in August or something. Some wording like that. Which makes sense. It usually takes a little bit for their pre-order stuff to come out, you know what I mean? Because they put it out and then it's like a month or two or whatever, and then they release it. Like, wasn't that like the case with Festoon Europa, I think? Probably following a similar schedule from like pre-order to release or something. Which is good because it gives me more time to do this video, which is going to be hopefully our first sponsored video on the channel, which I'm excited for. And then when US Invasion officially comes out, we'll be ready to rock because Rev has it pre-ordered and everything. He's gonna have to paint up a bunch of stuff, but like all the new ghosts. And he won't let me pre-build anything for him because he complained that all the totem core I put together weren't glued together good enough. Previously, he was a D&D miniature guy. You know what that means? That if there's paint on a miniature, you get an award. Okay? Even if you bought it pre-painted. Okay? Nowadays, he's like, oh, you're not building it right. He just turned into a damn miniature snob, this guy. Which is good. I like it. I'm glad he's taking the miniature stuff seriously. Because at the start, I'm like, damn it. You painted all your guardsmen one color. They look like freaking toy soldiers. You need to add some depth. Put some washes on there. You had a stroke? Yeah, what the hell's going on, Club? EOJ needs 7. I would kind of like them finding some way to having a little bit more of a durable unit, but we'll see. They need a platoon setup for like mass infantry. They need like a special platoon setup rule or something. I mean, their army rule kind of is that right now, but my freaking fingers are smeared in this tacky glue. Okay, let's glue one more, and then what do you call it? I'm gonna eat some lunch and get back to working on stuff. Yeah, points adjustments would be nice. For sure. And I think the Ghost Squad need like a little rework in their ability. Need tweaking. A lot of people have complained about that in videos, in my videos over in the battle reports. The fact they can't even go to an objective or anything like that, or does give them good movement, but like jump is just better. I guess if you just wanted to be on the other side of the board, right? Alright, we're gonna glue a little bit more here. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the deal is. We'll see what their plans for conflict is in the future with new units and infantry and all that jazz. We'll see what the Iniara walker's like for the Japanese and everything. I glue up this last one, then I'm gonna go eat something. I'm starving right now. Getting hungry making all these trees. Vogelspinner and 6 Sasori are basically identical, but the Axis energy gun is better. Yeah, and the Japanese one is more expensive. Turn up the music. My dad's outside. He's Turkish, so he's loud as fuck. Some units like Shabit, though, need cheapening up or something. Yeah. Points adjustments, things like that. Ability tweaks. We've seen them do it with the automated platoon, so that's the one thing I was like, oh, they might not like do any of this stuff. They might just leave it the way a unit is, you know? But we're seeing them change things and adjust things with new kits and stuff, so it makes me hopeful that they can address things. Because, you know, now I understand it. It's very easy to be like, all right, well, this makes sense. Let's release the game, and this unit's going to be like this. And then after thousands and thousands of people playtest it, you're like, that really didn't work the way we thought it would work, you know? Maybe we change that. Now that I'm, like, making my own game, just after, like, a couple playtests, I'm like, wow, okay, this is... On paper, it seems like this should work like this, but in reality, it works completely different. Man, I'm running low on this stuff, dude. Shit. I didn't realize how much this clump foliage would get eaten up from this. I need like 3-4 more bags because I have so many tree sprues I made. I have so many tree sprues, dude. Shit. I'm just gonna have to order it on Amazon. Maybe I'll get it by Saturday if I order it tonight. And I could do some last minute tree gluing. Because I would love to just have just like a ton of these fucking things. I didn't realize I could pop this off the base. That's totally right. Forgot about that. You can actually take them off the base thing. Very nice. Shibito to damage value 6 and we'll be cooking. Yeah, you could probably just adjust a couple things, honestly. The thing is, I don't know if they're going to be changing like weapon values because that stuff is all printed in the book, right? So what they could do is they could just make new versions, Mark 1, Mark 2 or something. Just gotta kind of clump it all together properly so it adheres. You rat bastard, come on. More glue. Friend Ratto got some pine trees in and just about the right scale. I need to clip them off the hook and base them. Very nice. Yeah, I don't have any pine trees. I would like to add some pines at some point. But I'm going at my own pace here with how busy I am with everything else. I've definitely slowed down with terrain making compared to the past in my miniature hobby career here. It's coming out really nice though. I like this. Messy, but I'll glue it all permanently once it's all done. That'll be fine. Nice 3D body to the tree, which is really nice. That's what I'm looking for. That 3D dimension. Add some life to the board, you know? Okay, looking good. Maybe a little bit more right there. Oh, we got some areas actually are exposed right here, huh? You can see where the cotton batting was, where I built up some layers before gluing this stuff on. I'll cover that up. Damn, I'm dripping glue everywhere. No! Oh, landscapers. Fucking landscapers, dude. It's like ridiculous how obsessed people are with their freaking lawns out here. All thanks to the kings and queens of England, we found out. The lords. That's where that tradition comes from. Well, we're about to end the stream here soon. There's going to be fucking like literally 10 lawnmowers going off at once and weed whackers. You hear it? Next door. It's going to get so fucking loud because I have an AC unit in my window. And my window's open right now. It's like an army of dudes with weed whackers, leaf blowers, and lawnmowers. And what they do is they cut down all the native plants. They get a nice green lawn. And you dump fertilizer into the water system, causing algae blooms in the bay. It's a beautiful, beautiful destruction of our ecosystem. And not to mention, you get a bunch of jackasses with lawnmowers making a hell of a racket. Alright, we're gonna glue this last one. Get ready, it's gonna get fucking loud here, chat. You gotta, like, close the windows when these motherfuckers show up. And the best part about landscapers, they always park in front of other people's driveways, except for the driveway they're working on, so they'll, like, block your driveway when you're going to work. Fucking landscapers! Long Island is, like, 50% landscapers, I feel like, on the road. Alright. Very nice. Looking good, though. Looking good. Yeah, I got my window open because I didn't want my AC, and now it's crazy. Sorry, you're European. Yeah, I don't know. It sucks, dude. North America was a beautiful continent until we destroyed it with parking lots and green grass. Absolutely sucks. All right, chat. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. What do you call it? I'm going to hop off anyway. It was getting late. Or not getting late, but it's getting around lunchtime. But thank you so much, chat, for hanging out. As you can hear, the landscaping army is here. So this is going to be going on for about like an hour or something, or 34 minutes. So I'm going to go eat some lunch and whatnot. And we got some trees glued up. Went through about 2/3 of a bag of clump foliage, so I'm a little worried about that. And but we got some buildings painted up. Tonight I'm going to work on the George Washington miniature, paint him up. I got to finish painting the American Heavy Infantry, and Sunday we're going to be filming our pre-invasion America. So that's going to be probably coming out some point, at some point next week or the week after. We'll see. It's going to be some work, but all right, chat. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. RK, appreciate it. Shibitu are not as durable, but they are faster. That's the trade-off. Yeah, he meant Shiburu. Yeah. Well, Valor Games, appreciate it, brother. RK, Ed, we had Bad Rabbit, we had, of course, Mr. Tiki, Sean, appreciate chat, Nix, everybody hanging out. What do you call it? I'm going to go eat some food and close my window, turn the AC on, so I don't have to listen to this freaking racket. But, all right, chat, you guys take it easy. You have an awesome day, and don't forget, new battle report out now. Gaslands Refueled. Give it a like, give it a watch, leave a comment, so YouTube doesn't send it to the Shadow Realm. I put a lot of hard work into it, including a custom intro song that we recorded. I think came out pretty good. But chat, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you folks have an awesome day, and we'll see you guys soon for another stream, as well as probably a hobby video coming out at some point. But all right.